Okay, welcome back to Common Core Geometry. We're going to work on Module 4, Lesson 9 tonight, and we'll use a little of the Geogebra tool. So I'm looking at the example 1 on page 113. It asks us to draw a triangle OAB, O at 0, 0. So I'm just going to go down to the input bar down at the bottom here. I'm going to go with point O. Close it up with that 0, 0. A at 5, 2. And B at 3, 4. And to construct that triangle, I think the best thing to do is going to be to use this polygon tool. I guess one option would be to use the segment tool, but since we're going to try and find things like maybe the area and perimeter, there's definite advantages to calling it a polygon. So I'm just going to mouse over, so it kind of highlights point O. I'll drag over to A, kind of highlights there, B, and to complete the polygon, go back to where you started. And it automatically labeled sides for me and put in their measurements, so I don't even have to actually measure them. If I did have to, I could certainly click on this measuring tool over here, and I can get distance, and I could go ahead and put those out here and perhaps add them up. All right, so actually that is one of the first questions there. What is the perimeter? So since I have each of the sides already here, I can go down to my input window over in this algebra window here, and I will just ask it to add up A plus B plus O. Oh, messed that up, sorry. Let me do that again. Let me fix that. A plus B plus O. And we get the perimeter of 13.21. It also wants to know what the area of the triangular region is, so that should be easy enough. Let's click on these measurements, and there's an area measurement. I just have to tell it what to measure, so I'll click on the triangle, and it gives me the area of that triangle to be 7. So that really kind of completes that first part. So answering the questions were pretty easy using this tool. However, if we wanted to do a more manual calculation, we could do some things like completing the rectangle around this shape, and then maybe subtract off this right triangle, this right triangle, this right triangle, knowing the area of the entire rectangle. That would have been an alternative way to do it without using this particular method. So I'm going to do a couple things to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and click on this drop down, and I'm going to use this magnet and snap some points to grid so that I can draw some additional shapes. So I'll just draw a triangle. I'll draw this one, and I'll just draw the right triangles to kind of complete this shape. So there's one. All right, and you know what? I'll do something else too. Let me turn on the grid. Maybe that'll make things a little easier to see. So again, just hit this drop down, turn on my grid for myself there. All right, so let's go back to the shape tool. We'll click on this shape. We'll make another right triangle out here. And we'll do it again from here. All right, and maybe to make things easier to see, let me get the selector tool. Let's hit this drop down, and we'll get some shape. So this one, instead of being the shape we want, maybe we'll make these darker. Okay. And this last one over here, I'll make that darker too. So it kind of stands out, I guess, a little bit. So now we could do the calculation probably in our head. This looks like a rectangle. So we have what, 4 by 5. So the rectangle is 20. And if we can take away each of these areas, we should be left with this area. And since these are all right triangles, they should be pretty easy to find the area of as well. Looks like this one is 12, so area of 6 here. And I could just have the program do it for me. Measure area is selected. I'll just click on this one. This one's 6, 2, and 5. So we should, if we, the 6, the 2 is 8, 5 is 13, the whole thing is 20. Minus 13 gives us the area of that triangle 7. So alternative way to find it kind of follows along with the book pages 114 and 115. That concludes this one. We'll see you again for another one soon.